Okay, this lesson is with polynomials being multiplied, beginning with the distributive property. And if you'll look over my shoulder here on the board, I have different topics listed out. So we're going to talk about a monomial times a polynomial first, and that's just a multiplier distributed through a grouped polynomial of two or more terms. So it's the distributive property. The other ones are a binomial times a polynomial and so forth, and I'll let you get those written down on your own. You can pause the video to do that. But I'm going to use what's called the box method, and a lot of you have used FOIL or a method of FOIL over the years, which is fine. And I'll explain more about the box method later, but I have found that when students implement the box method, they seem to make fewer mistakes. There's no insistence on a particular way that you do these, and so it's not like with long division and synthetic division that you'll see next chapter that you have to know both of those. You can use any method you want to as long as you use it correctly. Okay, so let's get started with some examples of the distributive property. And most of you have seen this before, but generally speaking, you're going to have a single term monomial out front of parentheses, and this is called open parentheses, closed parentheses, and what you do is distribute by multiplication the outside to each term on the inside. Okay, so when this is simplified, this is just a general form, you would get a times b. They're both positive, so no sign changes. And the same thing with c, so plus ac. Okay, so they're going to be combinations of numbers and letters, variable terms with both, and you have to watch your rules of exponents for the product rule. So for example, if we have something like 7x squared y, and we're going to distribute this through the parentheses for, let's say, 6x squared plus 2xy minus xy squared. Okay, it's pretty ugly, but this will keep you on your toes a little bit. So what we're actually doing is taking this multiplier, and we're going to multiply it through this polynomial. There's three terms. It's a trinomial, and we're going to multiply like factors. Okay, so we're going to start there and we'll end over here. So the first thing we're going to do is 7 times 6, which is 42. X squared times x squared is x to the fourth, and y. Now this is positive and this is positive, so we'll get 14 for the next term. X squared times x is x to the third, and y times y is y squared. Okay, and the final term is negative because it's a positive times a negative 1, so it's negative 7. X squared times x is x to the third, and y times y squared is y to the third. Okay, if you have any questions about how I got the exponents, let me know and I'll walk you through it. Okay, so that's the distributive property.